Looking to string the streak to 3 is Brenden Ferreira in the red gloves. On the brink of title contention is Sydney Blackwood strapped up in the blue gloves. This lightweight bout is brought to you by Detail Sharks. Leave your vehicle looking and feeling like it just rolled off the lot. Detail Sharks, an official sponsor of Fierce FC.
I don't know how either of these kids make 155. Both these kids are huge.
Yeah, these are big 55ers here. Nice low kick to start off the fight.
Combined 28 months off between these two of MMA competition.
Ooh, good head kick there.
Blackwood utilizing the range early on as Ferreira follows up with a leg kick of his own.
Just barely getting out of range there from that cross there from Blackwood.
Shooting in on the takedown is Blackwood. Ferreira keen to it.
Great job of getting those underhooks in there.
Ooh, way to follow through with that trip there.
Ferreira finds himself on his back. Threw up 4 sub-attempts in his last bout, as well as a pair of reversals. We'll have to see how he fares early on here in round number 1. Blackwood grew up wrestling in high school and started at Extreme Couture a few years ago simply because he wanted to get back into a wrestling room. We see him utilizing that skill set early on here.
I'd like to see Ferreira start getting some inside position here, get some inside frames and utilize the fence to get up. See if he can get himself to the fence to utilize that. Sydney doing a great job of controlling there up against the fence. Head position in under Brendan's chin. Controlling the position there. Now looking to posture up and do some damage, it looks like.
Some more offense peppering in the shots is Blackwood. Ferreira trying to find his way back up to the feet, primarily where he likes to keep his bouts.
I'd like to see him lose that underhook there to try to create some space between him and Sydney.
Just suffocating pressure by Blackwood, Joel. It's hard for Brenden to get anything really going.
Oh, definitely, especially when he's got that forward pressure there.
See some punishing blows right up against the broadcast booth by Blackwood.
Brendan's trying to get those inside positions there. Looks like he's trying to create some space there.
Separated for a moment, but stuck on him is Blackwood. Final 10 seconds in what has been primarily controlled by the fighter out of Extreme Couture. Huge shot.
Hard shot. And a shot after the bell.
Top of the second round of a possible 3. Brenden Ferreira in the red gloves. Sydney Blackwood in the blue.
Keep in mind, for those watching at home, Brendan's only 20 years old. He's still a kid. Still growing into his frame.
8-year age differential between these two. As Ferreira swings and lands on a whole lot of air.
Nice left hand there from Sydney. Ooh, nice shot to the body.
Straight into the breadbasket is Ferreira as Blackwood teeps out. Joel, you mentioned the kicking of Ferreira. How much do you think he's going to try to bring that into play considering the takedown in the last round?
You know, after that, getting that takedown, I'm sure he's a little weary about throwing those kicks, just the fear of the takedown. But right now, he's starting to let his hands go. He's starting to find a place for his right hand and his left hook a little bit.
Stiff jab lands perfectly for Blackwood. Ferreira follows up with a combination of his own.
I like the pace that Brendan's putting on right now. I mean, how exhausted is Blackwood going to be from trying to cut that weight, missing weight by 4 pounds? He could be a little exhausted from that weight cut.
Totally. I totally agree with that.
So I like Brenden pushing the pace, landing body shots, investing to the body.
Yeah, now I feel like we're starting to see Brenden get a little bit more comfortable in there. He's starting to let off a little bit more.
Ferreira
controlling the fight.
breaks through the guard and gets a pop from the local crowd. Blackwood attempts to the head, but follows up to the body.
Great composure from Ferreira, not rushing in there.
Yeah, he's being smart with his shots. He's picking his shots. He's not trying to rush in to create any crazy scrambles or anything like that. You can totally tell he's feeling a lot more comfortable in there.
Some slapping leg kicks
good
as he
left
follows
hand.
up. Ferreira getting his offense going. The motor warming up as Blackwood closes the distance and goes back to where he was successful in the first 3 minutes. Lord is
Heavy
Ferreira.
takedown.
This will be very interesting, just round to score, because I feel like Brenden was winning on the feet.
Absolutely. But, I mean, we don't see Sidney doing too much with that takedown, just sitting in the guard. You know, I guess depending on the judges, you know, that's the bummer part about takedowns.
We've seen the trend, however, prioritize more damage than control time over the last 18 months or so in the sport of MMA. All over the country, we'll have to see what the judges think if we do go for another 3.5 minutes. 20 ticks to go here at the bottom of round 2. Smile from Ferreira as Blackwood tries to throw in some offense of his own, nearing the end of round number 2.
Yeah, this will be a really tough round to score for the judges. Brenden doing a great job keeping the hands, tying them up, keeping them tied up.
Ferreira more composed than we saw in his last bout 12 months ago. 4 straight fights won between these two fighters, each on the brink of title contention with a win here. Double head kick, both land, both stay on their feet. Ferreira, combination.
There goes that takedown from Sidney.
And
Brenden needs to work his way up. He needs to push that head away and start getting up.
More active is Ferreira on the bottom. More urgency than we've seen before. Blackwood now chases the back. Ferreira
Nice escape from Brenden.
circles his way in, finds himself in side control, and immediately into the guard, back where he's been for the majority of this fight. Ferreira nearly had his back taken, conceded his back 3 times last year in his fight. Seems to have improved in that aspect, given that Blackwood has only found it once throughout the first 2 rounds.
You got to see Brenden get up here.
Yeah, you can hear the corner, Bobby King's in the corner yelling for him to get up, and he's trying. Sidney's strong.
Sidney's very strong.
Very strong. He's heavy. He's got heavy pressure. Brendan's going to need to get up if he has any chance of winning this fight right now. Well, maybe there's a submission there.
Maybe that. Maybe the ref ends up standing him up. Who knows? You never know.
Not much action from either side as Blackwood does throw in that exchange.
And Brenden gets up.
Ferreira separates the local crowd in his favor.
Staying in his face is Brenden Ferreira.
And
Trying to
Jason,
stalk him down.
Jason, you've got to think Ferreira's going to need to do something in order to swing the tide of the judges. The control time is becoming to be overwhelming in favor of Blackwood.
Yeah, and Blackwood just landed a couple big shots when they stood up there. That could be the difference in this round. Brenden in a good spot. Maybe.
Under a minute to go in the 3rd round. Blackwood has seemed to swell to a favorite here in the 3rd and final round. We will have to see how things play out.
Brenden is doing a great job of not taking any punishment for this position, but he just can't seem to get up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sidney's doing a great job. Heavy pressure.
We primarily talked about Sidney Blackwood's striking on his walkout, but it's been his wrestling that has been his bread and butter thus far, Jason.
Yeah, it has been. I'm sure Roman in his corner was telling him, just get the takedown, pressure, land some damage.
And with that, we will go to the judges' scorecards.
Fierce fans, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 29-28, declaring the winner by unanimous decision out of the blue corner, Sidney Blackwood. Blackwood.